Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to read Little Red Riding Hood. This is written by Maggie Moore and illustrated by Paula Knight. Once upon a time, there was a girl called Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood lives with her mother and father in a cottage in the forest. One day, she took a cake to her grandmother who was ill. Grandmother lived on the other side of the forest. In the forest lived a big, bad wolf. Along the way, Little Red Riding Hood stopped to pick some flowers. The big, bad wolf came up behind her. "Hello, little girl," growled the big, bad wolf. "Where are you going?" "I'm taking this cake to grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf had a plan. He took a shortcut to grandmother's cottage and knocked on the door. "Hello, grandmother," he growled. "It's Little Red Riding Hood." "That's not Little Red Riding Hood," thought grandmother. Quickly, she hid in the closet. The wolf opened the door and went inside. "There's no one here," he grumbled. The wolf put on grandmother's nightgown and cap. Then he jumped into her bed. Soon Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the cottage door. "Hello, grandmother." "Come in, my dear," called the wolf, and he licked his lips. "My, what big ears you have, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. "All the better to hear you with," growled the wolf. "My, what big eyes you have, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. "All the better to see you with," growled the wolf. "My, what big teeth you have, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. "All the better to eat you with," roared the wolf as he jumped out of the bed. Just then, a woodcutter walked past the cottage. He ran inside and chased the wolf away. Little Red Riding Hood was safe. Little Red Riding Hood heard knocking from inside the closet. She ran over and let her grandmother out. "I'll never talk to strangers in the forest again," said Little Red Riding Hood. The end. So we are done reading this book. So I want you to think, how did this fairy tale start off? What are some of the things you notice that sound familiar in many of the fairy tales? And think of the ending of the fairy tale. I hope you enjoyed our book today.